We're going to watch Melissa swim in now. We can see from the push and glide that her head's just a little bit higher the push and glide phase. And Melissa's got quite a good body position, her head's looking straight down towards the bottom of the pool. What we can see though is Melissa's got quite a good windmill stroke, and it means that one arm is doing exactly the opposite of what the other arm is doing. And here's a diagram to kind of show that. And what we're trying to achieve is to get her to lift that arm that's down towards the bottom of the pool and hold it out in front of her a little bit longer and try and eliminate this sort of thrashing through the water. We just need to slow her down and get her to focus on gliding through the water and stretching through the water. As we swim Melissa coming back, again we can see the head's a little bit high just at the push off, but we can also see that her hands go into the water quite wide. She's not really sort of getting anywhere near the centre line, and she's certainly not crossing the centre line. And what we need to do is get Melissa to drive her hips into the water so that her hand actually extends along the centre axis rather than just going around in circles. At the moment, Melissa's very, very flat in the water, and we really need to focus on trying to get her to use her hips to get her arms a little bit further forward, get further extension, and by using the hips, you're going to lengthen the stroke as a generalisation. So, watching a leg kick, we can see that she's got a nice little leg kick in terms of a plantar flexion, which means that her toes are nicely pointed, ever so slightly pointed inwards. But as you can see, there's no movement in the hips, there's certainly no controlled drive from the hips, and therefore all the arm action is done with the shoulders, and that's actually going to be quite hard on the shoulders and quite exhausting on the shoulders. We have got quite a good high elbow recovery, but if we could use the hips and get Melissa onto her side a lot more, what we could do is get a much higher recovery, get the arms into the water a little bit later, and actually extend further in the water. Whereas at the moment, she's literally just using the extension of her arm. She's not using the extension of her body. What we can see here is Melissa, as she breathes, lifts her whole head out of the water. Both goggles are out of the water, and it's explosive breathing. And what we should be doing is trying to keep that lead arm in the water a little bit longer, keep one eye in the water and the other eye just looking forward. Make sure you're looking forward as you're swimming along. As we move to the underwater shots, we can watch this push and glide, and you'll see what I mean by the head position's too high. Too high there because you're looking forward into the water, but then you look straight down towards the bottom. What we can see here is that your hands go into the water, and again you've got that really good sort of fingers into the water and the smiley face idea on the palm of your hands. We can see we've got quite a fast leg kick, quite an aggressive leg kick. We probably need to tame that down just a little bit when we're actually swimming. Save the energy, save your legs for the swim and the bite. Now here, head's too high and your fingers are also pointing up towards the surface. If your fingers point up to the surface, you're going to go to the surface. It's a bit like a rudder on a boat. Now, as we're swimming along, we can see that her hands go in and you've got a nice catch position. And that catch position, we just need to get that elbow, the point in the middle of that line, just a little bit higher, and make sure we get that elbow bent in the right way. There's a little danger there that you could drop your elbow and push through. Now what's also noticeable here is you don't push the water all the way back. It doesn't go all the way back to your hips. And what we can also see is that your left hand is out extended at the moment and your right hand's about to recover. You can just see the circle. We need to hold that left hand out in front of you longer so that the right arm almost finishes the recovery. And this is the point I was going to make about the hips. You get to there and that's brilliant, but then you lift your elbow out of the water and you don't finish the push. You can actually get all the way back to your hips, all the way back to your thigh without doing any extra work, and that will lengthen your stroke and help you through the water.